Hi there everyone. I wanted to put something together to support parents and carers during this time, because I'm aware that many students and young people will be at home and relying more and more on the internet, not only to maintain contact with friends and family, but to have fun and amuse themselves and fill their time. So I've put together a presentation which I'm going to make available on the Learning Hub, just to give some guidance to parents and carers who may need some additional support in supporting young people and children. So the first thing I'd like to emphasise is not to overreact. Although it's a very worrying time at the moment and lots of things are different, I would encourage you not to overreact, but simply to be more aware of what your child is doing and how they're spending their time online. As with many things at the moment and forever, providing routine and structure will be of great benefit. I'm going to go through a number of areas that I believe are important. That is, namely, the element of contact, who young people and children are contacting when they're online and using social media. What content are they seeing in those games, platforms and applications? And how is that encouraging them to conduct themselves, and what implications are there for their behaviour? And then also the fourth area is the commercial side of online social media and gaming, where developers will want to take our money, and just to be aware of how that works. So time spent online and gaming and on social media will increase during this very difficult time for everyone, and I'm sure many adults and parents will acknowledge that they are also spending additional time online. It's really important to be more vigilant to how a young person's behaviour might change, how they might respond in different ways to messages and communications from peers and other contacts, at a time when there is no face-to-face contact and they rely completely upon messages via technology, and how their responses may be different because of that and because of the stress that they and everyone else is experiencing. There is also an inevitable increase at the moment in the level of scams and phishing attempts. Phishing is when someone might be after your private information, your personal details, your login details, your password, and other malicious behaviour online. There has been a marked increase across all sorts of platforms in people trying to procure information dishonestly, so to be aware of that as well. So in the area of contact, it's important to be aware of who young children are talking to, who young people are talking to, and to stress that they should not, under any circumstances, be talking to unknown people or new people that they've met online. The internet is not a safe place to develop new relationships. They should simply be talking to people they already know. Important to consider, how are they doing this? If it's by text, what's being written, to whom, and is there a possibility that if those messages become inappropriate, where do they end up? Who are they copied to? Who are they forwarded to? And who are they sent to? In terms of video contact, please be aware of where that video contact is taking place, what other things can be seen on that video, where is it being recorded, and who's it being sent to. Does the application or platform or device have any privacy settings to protect the identity or location of the child? And as a parent or carer, you should have some access to adjust those privacy settings yourselves to ensure that that person is kept safe. All students of Brookfields are told to keep their personal information private. When they go online, they should be using nicknames or gaming tags to protect their identity. Please encourage all children and young people to do this. In terms of content, important to understand what the content of the application is, the game or the software or the platform. Is it age restricted, and why? What is it inside that game? Is it the violence? Is it the sexual content? Or is it some other adult theme that determines whether there's an age restriction. If you get the opportunity, take a chance to check the game out yourself, or better still, play it together with your child just to get a feel of what they're doing, what sort of visual content there is, what sort of language there is within the game, and what sort of themes are being used. And then additionally, use your judgment to consider whether, even though on paper your child may be old enough to play that game, whether it's appropriate, or whether they have the developmental understanding to make judgments and to perceive that content appropriately. The internet can be a really exciting place, and lots of the games and the content and the social media provokes different responses in us. So it's important to understand what is it in the game that determines your child's response, and how do they behave in response to that game or content. Is it that the app or the game is the most important thing, or is it that their friends are hanging out in the same place and doing the same thing, and is that the common link? Okay, that can be a good thing and a bad thing, but I would suggest it's important that you understand what's the motivator for that young person. Try not to consider the app or the game to be problematic, to be simply good or bad. It's the user's behaviour and how that game is used, or how that platform is used, that is the most important thing. And if you can encourage protective, appropriate behaviour, then that is the thing that builds awareness within the young person and the child on how to keep them safe across all different kinds of applications. Be aware, in the worst cases, that offenders do focus their behaviour in the same places that young people hang out and inhabit. So be aware that not everyone is who they say they are, and that those people that have the most malicious intent may well be in the same places as our young people. And importantly, have a conversation with your child as to what they might do if something happens where they feel vulnerable or worried or at risk, and do they know what to do to protect themselves or others. All software and games and applications exist to create revenue, to earn money. Please be aware that many applications have in-app purchasing capabilities, allowing users to upgrade or buy additional features such as loot boxes or skins, or to access new levels. I would encourage you to turn these off within the game. There should be settings within the game or the app that enables you to turn these off. Many apps collect data on those people who play them to develop revenue streams. That is, that they ask for personal information around age, location, address, date of birth. Use your judgment and have a conversation with your child as to how this could be limited, and what are you prepared to give in order for your child to access that game. Importantly, you should also ensure that credit and debit card details are not stored, and if they are stored, they are not accessible to young people on devices, so that they cannot be used within games or apps or websites to purchase items without your approval. So protect any financial information and ensure that it is not accessible to children and young people as they play games on devices. For more support, there are a number of websites that offer support around supporting young people on social media and gaming. Internetmatters.org is a link that really nicely explains the upside of gaming, as well as the potential problems that young people might encounter. There's lots of positive things around gaming, but as we all know, there are some potential hazards as well. Common Sense Media is an organisation, it's American, and it provides independent reviews of content, games, films, DVDs that young people are interested in, but it provides them those reviews with parents and carers in mind, so that you can make a judgment on something before you allow your young person or child to access it. This link is designed specifically for those who are supporting young people with additional needs during this period of lockdown. I haven't made these hot links within the presentation, but I have posted these links on the Schools Resource Hub, which I will direct you to at the end of this presentation. ThinkYouKnow.co.uk is the educational resource arm of the nationwide Child Exploitation and Online Protection Centre, and has a wide range of resources for a wide range of ages. And as you can see here from this screenshot below, there is a section devoted to parents and carers who are supporting people at home. Lastly, if you have a level of concern that an offence has occurred or is likely to occur, or you've been approached and received something that indicates that an offence may be likely to occur, then CoOp is the place to go. It's a branch of the National Crime Agency and focuses on ensuring young people stay safe online. So all of these resources, including this presentation, will be posted on the school's Learning from Home Resource Hub and can be accessed via the Brookfields website, and clicking Learning from Home, then click Resource Hub, and then this and a number of other resources are being posted onto the Gaming and Online Safety folder, which is being updated weekly. Thanks very much.